Okay, this is part one of Treasure tutorial. Let's just run through the chords. We're in the key of E flat major. If we were to harmonize E flat major with seventh chords, we'd start with E flat major 7. Chord 2 would be F minor 7. Chord 3, G minor 7. Chord 4, A flat major 7. Chord 5 would be B flat dominant 7th. Chord 6, C minor 7. Chord 7 is D half diminished before we go back to the 1 again. And a lot of these we'll be using in Treasure. The stabs at the beginning of the song start on chord 5, but it's played as a sus7 chord, okay, and it looks like this. So it looks like A flat major 7, which is chord 4, isn't it? But with B flat in the bass. And that gives us this sus sound. If you think of B flat 7 sus, spelt out normally, would be root, 5th, flattened 7th, and the sus is here. So it's a very similar sound, but this is more of a pop sound. Same chord quality, if you like. It's got that sus sound there, but we've also got a 9th in it. There's the 7th, and we've also got a 6th or a 13th in there as well. It's very common voicing for the sus7 chord. So that's where the stabs happen, at the beginning of the song and also before each chorus. Okay, and then we get into the sequence, which is goes around for most of the song. So all the verses and the choruses have this same chord sequence, starting on chord 4. So A flat major 7 through G minor 7 to F minor 7, back to A flat, G minor 7 again. Now we're going to change the bass note to walk up to, so we're just changing the bass note here to B flat, but we've still got the G minor 7 chord on top, and we're walking up to C minor 7. You could play that without the C here because we've got it in the bass as well, so it could look like that, but I kind of like that slightly fuller sound with the C in there. And then we're going to walk back through B flat major, no 7th involved in this chord, just a major triad, back to A flat major 7. And that's all the chords: A flat major 7, G minor 7, F minor 7, A flat, G minor 7 with the B flat in the bass, C minor 7, back through B flat major in the rhythm, and 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. What you need to do next, once you've got these chords down, is to get the chords into the left hand. So we're going to ignore the bass part now. So it's a little bit more tricky. You've got to get used to those shapes in your left hand. But once you've done that, it frees your right hand up for some synthesized bits and pieces. There's some bells which appear in the second half of the verse, and they play on the beat on each quarter note. So we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And it's spelling out, if you look at it, so it's easy to remember, it's spelling out C minor 7. What happens is now we need a bit of syncopation going on between the right and left hands to get this these bell sounds in. So think of that right hand, if you like, as your metronome, because it's just playing 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, and then play the chords as the original rhythm goes. So and okay, so let's slow it right down. We've got the first and the third notes happening with the chord. That's the easy bit. And then the left hand is going to play first, so we get the chord is playing just slightly before that C note happens in the right hand. That's the tricky bit over. You've got to get that rhythm into your head and work out where those beats fall. So there's a slightly bigger gap between the F minor chord and the last note. That falls on the offbeat, if you like. And then you just continue the chord pattern and then repeat. Okay, so that's a tricky little bit to master. And then in the chorus, we get another synth sound, if you like a mono synth sound. Treasure, that is what you are. So it's just a little grace note. So it's going to sound like this. The rhythm is a bit easier here because we're landing with the G minor chord. So we've got 1, 2. So it's landing with the chords. Okay. Okay, now the final bit of this puzzle is the breakdown section. Now in the normal single version of this track, the breakdown section just follows the normal pattern of the chords as found in the verse and the chorus, and exactly as we've done before. You are my treasure, you are my treasure, you are my treasure, yeah, you are. Okay, there's a lovely live version of this from the Brit Awards, which a lot of function bands tend to play as well, where the breakdown section has been extended to feature a lot of extended chords. It sounds a bit like this. You are my treasure. You are my treasure. So that's a really nice extended breakdown section, which you can have a look at later if you want to. The version that I'm doing with my students, on the backing track, they've put in a circular fourth treatment within this breakdown section. So I'm going to look at that. When we arrive at the C minor chord at the end of the sequence, here, we've got this C minor 7 chord. What we're going to do is turn this into a circular fourths. So normally you might go from C to F to B flat to E flat to A flat. and it might sound a bit like this. C minor 7 to F9, if you like. We've got the ninth on the top here. B flat minor 7 to E flat 9, and then resolving to A flat major 7. So the whole sequence. So let's have a look at that in a bit more detail. This C minor 7 voicing, we could look at as E flat major inversion over the C. When we change to the F, all that's happening to this right hand chord, this right hand triad, is we're resolving the B flat to an A. And similarly, when we move to the B flat minor 7 chord, we've essentially got a D flat major chord on top. D flat major triad in inversion with a B flat in the bass gives us B flat minor 7. And the movement is exactly the same when we resolve to E flat 9. This right hand, all that's happening is the A flat now resolved to the G down a semitone. Put the bass in, and we resolve to our A flat major 7, okay? Okay, we're going to spice this up a little bit more by putting a tritone substitution in for the F9 chord. Instead of playing F in the bass, we're going to play the note that's a tritone away from F. That's 3 whole tones. So 1, 2, 3 whole tones is B natural. Okay, that's the same distance going up, 3 whole tones to going down. So it's exactly half an octave if you like. So instead of playing the F, we're going to play a B, but the right hand remains the same. So just listen again. Now we can spice this up a little bit more by extending those chords further and just warming them up a little bit, adding a little bit more colour. So this C minor 7 chord, we're going to add the ninth in here. There's the ninth, D natural. When we change to the B, we're going to alter that chord slightly. So now we're resolving the A, but it works for this sequence to also resolve this D down a semitone. So we get the natural ninth of the B here. And then adding the ninth into this B flat minor 7 chord as well. And this time we're just going to resolve this A flat to G when we change to the E flat chord. So listen again. There's 2 notes changing here in the right hand, and then just 1 note the second time. But that makes a nice sounding sequence. And that is Treasure. Make sure you listen to the sounds on the original recordings to get as close as you can to the record. Have fun!